For a man who builds his life on loyalty, betrayal is not merely a painful experience, it's an earthquake that shatters his world. Imagine a man who has always kept his word, stood by his loved ones and believed in the power of trust. Now picture the ground giving way beneath him, his beliefs crumbling, as the realization of betrayal sets in. This is the magnitude of the emotional impact he faces. It's not just hurt, it's a fundamental challenge to his understanding of relationships and life itself. The pain runs deep because loyalty is not just a value for him, it's an intrinsic part of who he is. He prided himself on being someone others could depend on, a pillar of strength and support. This betrayal doesn't just wound his ego, it strikes at his very core, leaving him questioning everything he held dear. The world, once a place of certainty and trustworthiness, now feels unstable and unreliable. The emotional toll is immense, leaving him feeling lost and disillusioned. Contrary to expectations, a loyal man's initial reaction to betrayal might not be an explosion of anger. Instead, he might withdraw, retreating into himself to process the shock waves of pain. This withdrawal isn't cowardice, it's a defense mechanism, a way to protect himself from further hurt while he grapples with the unthinkable. The betrayal feels like a punch to the gut, leaving him winded and needing time to catch his breath. During this period of introspection, a whirlwind of emotions churns within him. Disappointment wars with confusion, anger simmers beneath the surface of his sadness. He replays past conversations, searching for signs he might have missed, desperate for an explanation that could somehow make sense of the betrayal. He might even blame himself, wondering if he somehow contributed to the situation. This self-doubt is a natural part of the healing process, a way for him to regain a sense of control in a situation where he felt powerless. As the initial shock subsides, the need to understand takes root. He seeks answers not to punish, but to comprehend how such a profound violation of trust could occur. This quest for clarity isn't about seeking revenge, it's about restoring order to his emotional landscape. He needs to understand the why to begin the arduous task of rebuilding his shattered world. He might engage in difficult conversations, trying to salvage what's left of the relationship. He'll listen not with the intent to accuse, but to truly understand the motivations behind the betrayal. This process, while painful, is crucial for his own emotional well-being. It's about regaining control, not over the other person, but over his own narrative. He needs to define the betrayal on his own terms to move forward. Section 4. A dignified exit when trust cannot be rebuilt. If, after careful consideration and attempts at understanding, he realizes that the foundation of trust is irrevocably broken, he might choose to walk away. This decision won't be made lightly or in the heat of the moment. It will be a carefully weighed choice, made with a heavy heart but a clear mind. He understands that sometimes the kindest act towards himself is to remove himself from a situation that compromises his values and well-being. This departure won't be marked by bitterness or a desire for revenge. Instead, he'll leave with quiet dignity, his head held high, knowing he stayed true to himself. He'll carry the scars of betrayal, but they won't define him. He understands that his worth isn't determined by the actions of others, but by his own unwavering commitment to his principles. His dignity remains intact, a testament to his inherent self-respect. Section 5. The lingering shadow of doubt, loyalty's scar. Even if he finds the strength to forgive, the experience leaves an indelible mark. Trust, once freely given, is now a carefully guarded treasure. This newfound caution isn't a sign of weakness, but a reflection of hard-earned wisdom. He's learned that not everyone deserves access to the sacred space of his trust. This doesn't mean he'll become emotionally closed off. He'll continue to love and care, but with a heightened awareness of the potential for hurt. His loyalty remains, but it's now tempered with a healthy dose of realism. He understands that true strength lies not in blind faith, but in the courage to be vulnerable while protecting his heart. This is the lasting legacy of betrayal, a reminder that even the deepest wounds can become sources of wisdom and growth.